Last weekend, we attended the Sheffield Vegan Festival held in the Students' Union building at the University of Sheffield. This was a much better organised event than the previous one we attended in Hull. There was just so much more room, and the entire exhibition space had a lovely ambience. It was a real pleasure strolling around there rather than having to fight one's way through the crowds. There was even a separate breakout lecture room this time, something that I'd criticised the lack of at the Hull event. We had an interesting chat with Dan of Alternative Stores, where we bought a tin of seitan mock duck. Dan's quite a character, and he also appeared briefly in our Hull Vegan Festival video. His website offers a huge variety of vegan products, some difficult to obtain elsewhere, and it's well worth a visit. I have to say, though, that the 225-gram tin of seitan was a little more expensive than those that we sometimes buy in our local Chinese store. Animal Rebellion is a mass volunteer movement demanding that the government ends the destructive animal farming and fishing industries and leads the transition towards a just, sustainable, plant-based food system, the only one that can minimise the risk of climate breakdown, halt mass extinction, and avert social collapse. In solidarity with Extinction Rebellion, Animal Rebellion will mobilise thousands of animal advocates for a 2-week rebellion in London, peacefully occupying key sites, to force the government to address the destruction caused by the animal farming and fishing industries and to take urgent action against the climate emergency. The October Rebellion begins on Monday the 7th of October. There will also be local support across the UK, which is encouraging participation by those unable to be directly involved in the London Rebellion. Bos Ice Cream was another stall at the event. Aside from cheese, one of the pleasures that vegans have often claimed to miss is ice cream, but these days there are some excellent vegan alternatives, and Bos were offering this from their quite attractive stall. I've experimented with producing this sort of thing at home and might feature it in a future video if enough people express interest. Free From Italy was quite an interesting stall. Amongst the products that this award-winning company was offering was a range of fascinating so-called rice-shaped legumes, which we just had to try. We managed to get all 4 packs for just £4, featuring chickpeas, green peas, red lentils and tricolore, the last being a mixture of all 3. Apparently the company dries the legumes slowly at low temperature and forms them into tiny rice-style grains, which can then be used to create high-quality meals in minutes. I haven't yet got around to actually using the products myself, but the concept seems pretty sound, and I look forward to trying it out in our own kitchen. Amongst these stalls offering tasters was Love Organic Jam, a Romanian company. I was surprised how sweet and delicious these were, despite being totally natural and containing just fruit and juice, no added sugar. I'm quite a sweet tooth, so this was a real pleasure. Naturally, we bought a jar, of the blueberry version, which also contains grape juice, apparently. News Home Candles was another store where we had a pleasant chat, although we didn't actually buy anything. It was noticeable that stallholders generally at this event were happy to discuss their products and more general vegan topics, even if there was little chance of a sale. This seems to be a characteristic of the vegan scene, as well as artisans and craft people generally. I love this relaxed, friendly approach to business. The highlight of the event for me had to be meeting this amazing character, Psycho Sid, who 7 years ago was diagnosed with inoperable stage 4 mouth cancer and given just 6 months to live. Having at that time just been orphaned and abandoned by his wife, he decided for his kids' sake, aged just 14 and 4, not to give up, but to fight to live. He became a raw vegan and beat the cancer. Today he's a speaker, author, and vegan activist. Copies of his latest book are selling like hotcakes. He kindly autographed one for me, and he's even started a vegan tours project now. So inspirational. Unfortunately, I was unable to stay for his talk on Saturday, but I do hope to keep in touch. Sea Shepherd UK is a registered marine conservation charity whose primary mission is to end the destruction of habitats and illegal killing of wildlife around the UK's coastline and across the world's oceans in order to conserve and protect marine ecosystems and species. It investigates, documents, and exposes illegal activities against marine wildlife and takes direct confrontational action when necessary. This is another organisation that I also spotted at the Hull Vegan Festival on the 21st of September. Specific activities currently include removing harmful ghost fishing gear from around the UK's coastline, cleaning beaches, and educating about the harm plastic is doing to our oceans, and exposing the killing of pilot whales and dolphins in the Danish Faroe Islands. I tried one of Sunshine Deli's so-called meat and potato pies. Not bad, but I would suggest that they might consider reducing the amount of potato, which rather swamped everything. It was quite tasty, though. Clearly a seitan-based product. The stall was promoting a new food ordering app called Mealbase, which can be downloaded from the Apple Store or Google Play. Baked goods particularly appeal to me, so I was quite interested in the Green Gorilla vegan bakery. It seems this was operating from its own premises until recently, but is now based in a Durham market. It is, however, working on a new website, so it would be interesting to see how this develops. Apologies to the very personable young lady I chatted to on this stall for confusing the Humane League with Humane Being, which had just been in the news a day or so earlier, and thereby puzzling her somewhat. Apparently, the latter organisation, linked to Extinction Rebellion, is run by someone associated with the RSPCA, and this has been causing the charity more than a little concern. The Humane League, on the other hand, works closely with the RSPCA to improve the welfare of farmed animals, as their longer-term contribution to the trend towards veganism rather than the more direct confrontational approach favoured by many. The vegan approach gave quite an interesting talk at the event. This non-profit organisation aims to support individuals and groups become and stay vegan healthily by advocating a vegan trial month as well as a buddy scheme, social events, information days, cookery demos, tips on eating out, and nutritional advice. Elizabeth King was speaking on their behalf, but had unfortunately been let down by her laptop on this occasion, so had no visual aids. She did, however, speak very knowledgeably on vegan nutrition, as well as offering advice on getting started towards veganism.
6 steps to going vegan.
Tyne cheese. This artisan vegan cheese was absolutely divine, really convincing, and tasty hardly begins to describe it. Having recently begun experimenting with making vegan cheeses myself, I know how difficult it can be to produce satisfying imposters, but James Dean and his crew seem to have mastered this with a vengeance. I certainly hope to try more of their comprehensive range in the future. Yes, there were even some out-of-date energy balls on offer for free. Unfortunately, it was raining, so I was unable to properly explore the several stalls that had been located outside the main entrance under awnings. If any of them, or indeed any other exhibitors that I didn't specifically feature in my video, feel left out and would like better exposure, they should contact me and I'll try to feature them in a future vlog fairly soon. The choice of featured stalls was based partly on personal interest, but otherwise pretty random, accidental, impartial and serendipitous. I don't wish to exclude anyone, hence my offer. You've been watching Towards Veganism. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share and comment. Thank you.